Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One. I didn't get a chance to talk about this, but it was a very interesting verses. You know, not my favorite verses, like I'm saying, but I heard a lot. I seen a lot of comments online. People like, "Yo, this the best one yet." That's the best verses. It wasn't the best verses at all.
What was your opinion of the best verses?
The best verses was the Locks and Diplomats. It's like, yo, game over.
It was.
It was. Yeah, I mean,
how you feel about that one compared to Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy?
That was an interesting John too. See, those I haven't watched many verses, right? Yeah. But the verses that I've watched, because I've seen clips of all of them, but the verses that I watched was Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. I watched Locks and Diplomats. I watched Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy, and I watched KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane. Those are the ones that I watched in entirety. Now, I saw the other ones where I was like, boring. Nelly and Ludacris was painful. I watched a little bit of all of them, like just checking in here and there, but they wasn't really that impressive to me. What was really impressive was Locks and Diplomat. I mean, to me, that was just everything a battle should be.
They brought the scales out.
I mean, it was crazy. Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. I feel like KRS-One could have had a better opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody's like, "Oh, Dice, you trying to talk shit about Big Daddy?"
He still do spit bars.
I love Big Daddy Kane. Work with Big Daddy Kane. Perform with Big Daddy Kane on many of occasions. Got nothing but love and admiration for Big Daddy Kane. But he only had 2 albums. Well, he only had 2. I mean, he had Taste of Darkness.
What about Symphony?
That's one song. That's one verse.
Was that an album though?
No, the Symphony was a verse. It was just one verse.
He's done a lot of guest verses.
Yeah, like
what was album?
KRS-One didn't even do. He did songs off of every album. He didn't do it like a whole album. Like Kane had to go back to Raw. He had to do Ain't No Half Step, and he had to spread them out. Whereas the KRS-One, but it was the same record. You know what I'm saying? Where KRS-One was doing stuff from the 80s, then he would go do something from the year 2000. Then he'd do something from 1995. Then he'd do something from 1989. Then he'd do something from 88. And it was just like Kane had quit at a certain point. Like by fucking, by like 99, by like 91, Kane was over already. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kane, like what you do when you're out of here? Fake deal, that video, out of here. I mean, like, if KRS-One would have really got a chance to get off, I think that, because I don't think Chris really killed it as hard as Chris could have killed it. You know what I'm saying? But he still decimated Big Daddy Kane. I mean, as far as battle-wise, hit for hit, song for song, Kane with that fucking, the new freestyle he tried to spit, all that shit, like all them little tricks and shit, just didn't work. You know what I mean? And then DJ Scratch is a definitely dope-ass DJ, but he started coming at Kid Capri. That was kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? DJ Scratch was bullying Kid Capri because he just cut so much better. I mean, DJ Scratch is the best DJ fucking alive next to Jazzy Jeff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you fucking right.
He ain't no joke. You
he ain't no joke.
Yo, my bad. Yo, motherfucking DJ Scratch, I mean, like, that nigga ain't no joke on the Wheels of Steel, so he kind of was bullying Kid Capri.
Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, but Kid Capri's stats to his, don't nobody know who DJ Scratch is, though. You know what I'm saying? Except real hip-hop motherfuckers. Like, I know who DJ Scratch is. I know DJ Scratch is the best DJ alive next to DJ Jazzy Jeff, because he can't do the Transformer cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, only Jeff can do that. But Kid Capri do more shows. He get more gigs. He got more props. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that means anything when it come down to just brass tacks. But KRS-One for the win. Big Daddy Kane should have been battling. Big Daddy Kane and Rakim should have battled. That's who should battle. Big Daddy Kane and Rakim, because they two, very flat-footed, serious MCs who had a huge impact on the game but didn't have a lot of records. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though KRS-One might be the best rapper who ever did the shit. I mean, historically. What do you think? Chris, are you here?
Yes.
Did you hear what I said?
Not the last couple.
Anyway, KRS-One, shout out KRS-One. Shout out Big Daddy Kane.
The last couple.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely was a great event. a great Verzuz.
I watched the whole Verzuz, by the way. Big Daddy Kane still has skills. He showcased them. KRS-One just more of a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You
what
feel
I was
me?
saying is, I think Kane and Rakim should have battled, not KRS-One and Kane, because Kane and Rakim to me are more evenly paired because they both had a huge impact on hip hop, like a huge impact on hip hop with a very small discography. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a library of music. They have a very small library of music, but had such a massive impact. Whereas though KRS-One got 10 albums, 12 albums. I mean, he got fucking Criminal Minded, By Any Means Necessary, Edutainment, The Blueprint, fucking hip hop, fucking. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much, and that didn't even come out till fucking 1999, 2000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, he went from 1986 to dropping consistent hits to the year 2000. I would argue, taking Black Thought and Nas out of the equation, taking Drake. Okay, take Black Thought. Let's take Nas out. Let's take fucking Drake. Let's take fucking, let's take those dudes out, right? The two best rappers of all time might be KRS-One and Jay-Z.
Possibly.
And here's the other
That's
crazy
arguable.
part. Here's the other crazy part. I'd argue that Jay-Z patented himself after KRS-One.
Maybe in a sense.
I would definitely believe so. I would also argue
I hear a lot of rock.
they're very similar. Maybe. They're very similar. Do you know that KRS-One and Jay-Z are the same zodiac sign?
Okay.
They're born 2 weeks apart from each other. That's some interesting shit.
Okay.
That's some interesting shit. KRS-One and Jay-Z are born just a couple of weeks apart, maybe even closer than that. The other crazy thing is they both got the same haircut now.
Yeah.
They both got the same hair. They sound alike when they talk. When you hear Jay-Z talk and you hear KRS-One talk, it almost sounds like they could be the same person. They're very intellectual. Very intellectual. They use a certain a tone when they talk. It's very sophisticated. But yet, KRS-One's first, I was Criminal Minded. Jay-Z we already know Jay-Z's history. But they both grew into the same kind of. I would argue that a better fit for KRS-One would have been Jay-Z.
Possibly.
It should have been Jay-Z and KRS-One, or Jay-Z or KRS-One and Busta Rhymes, something like that, like a performance. But with a live performance, the way the Verzuz is now, which changed after the Dipset, which changed after the locks and the real MCing and not the playback machines and all that stuff. Like that took it to the next realm. You know what I'm saying? Like that took it to the next realm. So when now it's a different animal. So who could perform against Busta Rhymes live? There's only a couple people.
Cool J.
LL will get decimated. He'd get
think
decimated.
so? I don't
Yeah.
know
He
about
got
that.
history. He got hits. But LL,
I don't think he'll get decimated. You know why?
I think he get decimated.
I don't think
Busta
so.
got too high. Because see, people don't realize Busta goes all the way back to 89.
Yeah, I know.
Leaders of the new school.
And people don't realize LL goes back to 84.
He go back to 80. We don't even know how far L go back.
Listen.
But I think L still loses.
I need a beat.
Maybe.
Rock
I
the
like
bells.
to see it. I like to see it.
I need
I
love.
like to see it. I like to see
I
it.
need love.
I Need Love is a banger.
Mama said knock you out. Lounging.
Mama said knock you out.
Who do you love?
Okay, who do you
Various
love?
features.
Maybe it's Jay-Z or LL Cool J.
Ooh. Skeeshy. Blotitious.
I hated that
Skeevy.
verse.
Delicious.
I hated that verse so much. But it's classic.
People
It's still
love
a classic.
It. People love it.
No, it's a classic.
People love it.
I don't like Mozart either, but it's the
But
classic.
who would go against Busta Rhymes though?
Redman.
No.
Redman. First of all, Redman already
would
did
get
it.
murdered.
By Busta?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
He would get murdered.
I don't know about
He
that.
would get murdered.
I think Redman and Busta, or Missy Elliott.
She get murdered.
She get murdered by Buster?
Her run wasn't long enough.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Pastor Cavassier. Pastor
Ain't nobody
Cavassier.
that can go-
Woo-ha.
Ain't nobody
Woo-ha. I
Ain't
got
nobody
you
go
all in
against
check.
Busta Rhymes, yo.
I don't think nobody can fuck with him.
There's nobody that can fuck with him.
Live perform. First of all, he got tons of hits,
Ja
but then
Rule
his
like
live
that.
performance is just impeccable. I mean, like Busta Rhymes' live performance, KRS-One's live performance, The Roots, and fucking Redman. That's the best. That's the best.
Go hard.
That's the best. Like Redman. I mean, Redman without Method Man. Redman without Method Man, just doing the rugged Redman shit, the funny shit. Man, it's something to watch, man. It's something to see, man. And even with Method Man, they still come up, but Method Man just, I don't even want to talk about it. But Redman with Method Man, I mean Redman by himself, killer. I don't know if he could fuck with Buster. I feel like he could though. I feel like Redman solo could fuck with Buster.
Fucking with Bus.
I feel like he could, but he already did the verses. It was Redman versus Method Man, so
And that was
that
whack.
that was one of the wackest ones.
Whack.
It
It was pretty whack.
was one of the wackest ones because there was too much camaraderie. Didn't have friends, and then after the fucking Gucci Man and Dipset shit, I want to see beef. You know what I'm saying? Like I want tension in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck that. When Styles P fucking tried to pull Cam off the beach chair, oh my god! And then Cam kicked him in the chest. I was like, yo, wait. I was like, where is this going? I'm like, yo, where is this going? Even Fat Joe says, he makes those noises. Oh my God. Yo, I mean, just the energy, everything was on point, man, like with that shit. And I need to see more of that. You know, with the versus shit, it's different now. You know what I mean? It's a whole different animal. And, I'm sorry, I've been snacking. It always sucks when you come back from a podcast break and you were snacking, because I smack when I eat too. So people are like, man, you make all that noise. That shit sound good. I'm like, oh damn, I forgot I smack. I have bad table manners. But anyway, the versus shit is different. The lock shit was the best shit. KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane was good. I already knew KRS-One was going to beat. I think everybody on planet Earth knew that except Big Daddy Kane. And I saw a clip where KRS-One was telling Buster what he was going to do. He's like, Buster, he's like, you know what I'm going to do to him. He was like, you already know. But had KRS-One been, like, there'd been like an extension of like being able to do like a performance set, it would have been worse. It would have been worse.
I think Big Daddy Kane held his own.
He held his own
And I think he was
versus
spitting.
what he was up against.
I think he did a good job.
He held his own. He still got decimated.
You think so?
Decimated, yes. I mean,
He was spitting on that joint.
but it didn't matter.
Huh?
Like, it just didn't matter. You know what I mean? Did it?
Yes, it did. It mattered. I'm about to tell you. Watch this. It mattered, man. I'm
Why?
telling you. I'm about to show you.
We're not gonna be able to pick that up on the computer though. You just
Huh?
oh yeah. I don't think it mattered. You know what I mean? And like I said, with the whole lock shit, the locks, that was the most eye opening shit out of all the verses. Like calling out MCs for not being MCs. That was great.
Stony Island Audio.